When you've been married for 7 years, you start to believe you've seen every version of your partner. The happy one, the angry one, the tired one, the loving one. But nothing prepares you for the version that looks at you like you're invisible. That's how Emily had started to treat me. What if the woman you love chose a night out over coming home to you? It wasn't sudden. It was a slow, creeping distance that started after she got promoted at work. The late-night messages from her project manager, the excuses about networking events, and the constant glow of her phone screen during dinner. I wanted to believe it was all innocent. I really did. But every time she smiled at her phone, I felt that sting in my gut, the kind that whispers, "You're being replaced." But what if locking her out was the only way to lock in the truth? The night it all happened, she was getting ready for another work party. She looked stunning. That tight red dress she hadn't worn in years. Her hair perfectly curled, perfume lingering in the hallway. When I told her she looked beautiful, she just gave me a half smile and said, "Don't wait up." Those 3 words hit harder than any argument we'd ever had. "Who's going to be there?" I asked, trying to keep my tone calm. She rolled her eyes. "Oh my God, Mark, it's just my team. Don't start." Then she grabbed her purse, and before I could say anything else, the door clicked shut behind her. Hours passed. Midnight turned into 2 a.m., and still no sign of her. I called, I texted, but everything went unanswered. Her location was turned off. I sat in the living room staring at the clock, the TV still on from hours earlier. My mind started painting pictures I didn't want to see. Her laughing, dancing, maybe even in someone else's arms. By 4 a.m., I stopped waiting. Something inside me broke. Not from anger, but from the final realization that I was done being the fool. I walked to the front door, turned the lock, and went to bed without another thought. At 6:30 a.m., the sound of knocking woke me up. It wasn't gentle. It was desperate. "Mark, open the door." Emily's voice. I stayed still, watching the light slip through the curtains. She banged harder. "Mark, please." I got up, walked to the door, and looked through the peephole. Her makeup was smeared, her hair messy, and she looked like she'd been crying. "Please, I can explain," she begged. But I didn't open it. Not this time. I just whispered through the door. "You made your choice, Emily." I made mine. Then I walked away as she cried, begging me not to do this. For the next 2 days, she stayed with a friend. She texted constantly, but I didn't respond. I needed time to think, to figure out if there was even a reason to listen to her side. My family told me to leave her. My friend said she wasn't worth a second chance. But love doesn't die that easily. It lingers like smoke in a burned-out house. It chokes you even after the fire's gone. So on the 3rd night, when my phone rang at 2 a.m., I answered without thinking. Her voice was shaky, terrified. "Mark, I'm in the hospital." Those words shot me out of bed. "What happened?" I asked, panic setting in. Through sobs, she told me she'd been in a minor car accident on her way home after leaving her friend's place. "I just wanted to see you," she said. I needed to talk. I didn't know if I should be angry or scared, but my body moved before my mind could argue. When I got to the hospital, she was sitting on the bed, a small cut on her forehead, her eyes swollen from crying. The sight of her broke something in me. I wanted to hate her, but seeing her like that, fragile, scared, I couldn't. She grabbed my hand the moment I sat beside her. "Mark, I messed up," she said. "That night, I did go out with him, but nothing happened. I swear it didn't. I wanted to feel noticed again." Her voice cracked as she spoke. "You've been distant. We've both changed. I just wanted to feel alive." I looked at her, my chest heavy with a mix of anger and pity. "And this is how you do it? By destroying everything we built?" I asked. She nodded, tears falling. "I don't expect forgiveness. I just didn't want you to stop caring." For a long time, I sat there in silence, trying to understand how 2 people who once promised forever could end up strangers on opposite sides of a hospital bed. Then softly I said, "Emily, I'll always care, but caring doesn't mean staying." She looked at me confused. "What are you saying?" I stood up. "I'm saying goodbye for both of us, because love can't live where trust has died." I turned and walked out before she could say another word. A month later, I finalized the divorce. She sent me one last message. I hope you find peace, Mark. I never deserved you. And maybe she was right, because sometimes peace doesn't come from revenge or closure. It comes from walking away, locking the door, and never opening it again, no matter how many times it knocks. But every once in a while, late at night, I still remember that 2 a.m. call, the one that broke me.